It is Friday, and today is a first alert weather day with severe storms coming in tonight. We have Colton Cichoracki here tracking all of the storms.
Yeah, we're saying it's a first alert weather day. Really, it's going to be tonight that we're going to be tracking the risk as seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms. And what we've been watching for today has been whether or not we were going to see any sunshine. And that was going to be kind of key in determining whether or not our storms develop later on today. And what do we have outside? We have some sunshine.
The
So,
interesting part that you were saying at News 10 today at 11 was
mhm.
that when we actually have the sun out, it can create more of those unstable
Yeah,
conditions.
that's right. So you need several ingredients to come together, but one of them is instability for severe weather, and you get that by getting warm and humid
And energy, you
and
said.
energy. So that builds the energy that's in the that's available to the thunderstorms, and sunlight does that, and that's what we see. So that's why if this morning I was a little skeptical, I was worried maybe we wouldn't see any severe weather because we did start the day with some clouds and some rain,
Yeah, a little
but that
cooler.
has quickly moved out, and temperatures are warming well up into the middle to upper 80s right now. So we'll get to what we're expecting here with the first alert weather day, which continues. We just extended it through the rest of the day. Now we're really looking at probably tonight. I would say probably after sunset that we're going to see some showers and storms move on in.
So
And
you'll be fine heading home from work.
yeah, I mean, there is a chance that we see an isolated shower or storm out there this afternoon, but I think the main event here is going to be happening later on this evening and into tonight. Now, this is the latest update from the Storm
Whoa.
Prediction Center, and what we actually did see in the change from the Storm Prediction Center is the inclusion of the enhanced risk. Now, further to the southwest. Now, this does not include any of us here in mid-Michigan, but towards Kalamazoo, South Bend area, there's now that level 3 out of 5 on the scale here. So a little bit of a greater chance, and the reason for that is, like I mentioned, because we have some of the sunshine out there, so we're just building up this energy, and it just takes some of those showers and storms to pop up to and to cause that severe weather later
Right.
on today. So we'll be keeping a close eye on this throughout the rest of the overnight hours. This is look at the bug.
Ooh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
That's so nasty. Yeah, that little
There's a
black
bug.
thing on the left side of the screen's a
um,
bug. Ew.
But yeah, so this is a live look for MSU Skycam. And you can see that we have been seeing some sunshine out there. Temperatures have been warming up quite a bit, really quickly, too. Right now, we have temperatures in the middle to upper 80s. A bit warmer further north, kind of flip-flop from what you normally see. And the reason for that is because the clouds and the rain were mainly along I-94. But it's 89 right now in Alma. It's not very often that Alma is the warmest part of mid-Michigan, but 86 in Lansing and 81 in Jackson. But it's really not the temperature that's the big story today. The first thing is you step outside. I went out for lunch a little while ago. It's the humidity. It just hits you.
Yes, it
And
does.
our dew points have been well up into the 60s. Some areas have been in the 70s. So it is feeling very muggy. 70-degree dew points, that's kind of what they see in Florida.
Ugh.
So it's very tropical down that way,
Yeah.
right? So that's kind of what
I
we've
know
been
how that
seeing out
feels
there.
like. Not the greatest feeling.
No. And so on satellite radar, you can see some of those isolated showers that are trying to pop up there in southern Gratiot County, and including back behind the banner there up towards Sanilac County in the thumb. But there's a cold front that's to our north. I didn't draw it on here, but it's roughly in this general area here. So that front will be pushing down to the south, and as it does so, that's what's going to spark off some showers and storms. And it won't be until after that front comes through, which will happen sometime tonight, that after that happens, we see our storm chances kind of diminish, and then we'll see some drier and much more comfortable air move into the area. So
Yeah.
we will be seeing cooler temperatures and less humidity as we head into the weekend. So the hour-by-hour forecast actually doing a pretty good job showing some of those spotty showers or storms that are out there this afternoon. I don't think any of these will really be too severe, and not everyone will see this. But as we head into tonight, look what begins to happen as we get after
Oh
sunset.
boy, look at that move in.
Yeah, so there's some of the showers and storms that'll move in towards midnight, and then we'll see possibly a little bit more of this as we head into the early
Yeah.
morning hours of Saturday, with some gusty winds being possible with some of these storms, as well as heavy rainfall. There's a flood watch that the National Weather Service office in Detroit did issue. That's for Livingston, Washington, and Lenawee counties. Mainly because we have seen so much rain as of late, so that's why they put out a flood watch. If
Any signs of hail?
There is a small risk at
Okay.
hail, but I think damaging wind gusts is the primary concern. There's a lot of wind in the atmosphere today, so it doesn't take too strong of a storm to kind of bring some of that down to the surface.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we're looking at. It's primarily a damaging wind threat, but anytime you get any of these storms, Hail is a concern, but I would say definitely damaging wind gusts are the main concern. But look what happens by lunchtime tomorrow. All of it's out of here. And then once that happens, we will see some much nicer weather work in. I think this weekend actually is going to end up being pretty good.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, especially Saturday afternoon and lasting into Sunday. There's the flood watch that I mentioned. It does include Livingston, Washtenaw, and Lenawee counties and points of the East Metro Detroit, basically under that flood watch by the National Weather Service. And here's a look at the weekend forecast. I have a high of 81 tomorrow, maybe a few showers early in the morning, but then we'll see that sunshine build in during the afternoon. And then look at Sunday. I don't know, 77 and partly cloudy. That is fantastic weather.
You got to do like all the activities outdoors.
Yeah, so we can enjoy some of the nicer weather as we head into the weekend, the final weekend of July, as we begin the month of August next week.
I know, starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, so this is pretty nice. Let me see, what's the next graphic I have here? It might not be the right graphic. It is, don't worry, I got it. So we go from a high of 90 today to the 81 tomorrow, and then we stay in the 70s and 80s. Even next weekend, upper 70s are in the forecast, which is a little bit below average for this time of year. So 79 for Friday, 78 on Saturday, and then 79 on Sunday. So obviously attention continues to be on today's severe weather chances. We have adjusted all of our work schedules for tonight. Andy will be working a little extra, I think, tonight, and Darren possibly will come back in.
But you'll be in early Saturday morning as well, tracking all of the storms coming through.
Yeah, we'll see how much sleep I get tonight.
Good luck with that.
Yep, and so...
need a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, so we do have this severe weather chance in the forecast for today, and as we head into tonight. So this is one of those overnight severe threats. That's why it's important to make sure that you have ways to receive watch and warning information, especially if you're asleep. Because we do have this risk of seeing some stronger thunderstorms after the sun goes down tonight. So definitely just making sure that you're paying attention to the weather. Damaging wind gusts. This does not look like it's going to be a repeat of the other day when we saw the tornadoes and the severe weather in Michigan, but we do have that risk of severe weather.
Yeah, lots of risk for severe weather. And always what you want to do, too, with the gusty winds you're talking about, that's one of the larger things to watch out for later tonight. If you have any furniture outside, if you have any lawn chairs or just chairs, tables, maybe you have some flowers or some vases out there with your plants, you want to bring them inside or put them in storage because those gusty winds will knock it over, blow it away. You don't want that. You don't want to lose it, and you also don't want it flying into your property and damaging anything. So make sure you're safe. Watch out for down trees, down power lines. And again, if there's any flooding, be careful with that too on the roadways as well.
You know, fun fact for you. Story time.
Full of them.
Story time for me. The only time, knock on wood, if we have any wood over here.
Wood. I don't have any wood. Oh, wait, that's not wood.
No, okay.
We'll find some later.
We'll do it later. The only time that I ever put my car in a ditch was because of a tree that fell in the road, and I swerved around it, and my car just didn't do it and went into the ditch. There's a fun fact. This one when I was in high school, so it's a long time ago.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, you don't want to run into trees that are down or power lines that are down when you're driving around. So that's very dangerous.
Be careful.
Especially when it happens at night.
That's your life.
Yeah, and that's what happened. It was at night, so it was scary. But you know, here we are. Things like that happen.
Well, yeah, especially with the storms coming in tonight. And if you happen to be driving home around that time or wherever you may be, take your time. Make sure your lights are on so that you can see, and just drive a little bit slower. Drive with caution.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that at all. I always think back to that day. It was November. What year was that? 2012, maybe, I think.
2012 was an interesting year. Maybe that fits in. That's on brand.
Yeah, I think it was 2012. My 2001 Chevy Malibu, my first car.
R.I.P. There you go. Well, we'll continue with the weather. Here's a great app you can always use, the First Alert Weather app.
Yeah, it's free, and we're setting, I think, Darren was telling me this morning, possibly record amount of video views on the First Alert Weather app this month. Many of our severe weather videos obviously get a lot of people watching because they want to know the weather. That's what it's there for. So we appreciate everyone that's downloading it, and we put so much work and time and energy into this app. So we really hope that you use it, and it's very user-friendly. You can customize the notifications. That tends to be something that people aren't happy about when it comes to our app, is that you get too many notifications, but you can actually...
It keeps you up to date.
You can go into the settings and turn what you want on and turn what you want off. when it comes to notifications. So that's something to keep in mind. If you don't like the amount that come out initially, the standard settings, go in and mess with the app, and you can find a way to turn off some of the notifications. I actually did that myself. So,
There you go.
it's a very useful tool though. With radar in there, with the storms, it also sends you push notifications when it comes to watches and warnings and things like that.
Perfect. Well, what we also want to show is where you can find even more information off of our website on WILX.com. So all you have to do is head over to our website. You're going to go to the homepage, and you're going to see First Alert Weather. You're also going to see, right here, Friday's a First Alert Weather Day. We have it front and center for you. Click on First Alert Weather. You're going to see Colton right there. If you click read more, you're going to see he updated this. You can get all of this information right there. Again, this is off of our website on WILX.com. All you have to do is hit that First Alert Weather.
And you can also submit photos and videos of any severe weather on our website and First Alert Weather app. We got a lot of pictures and video of the tornado that happened on Wednesday. Again, 2 tornadoes that happened on Wednesday. We did get some viewer photos and videos of that, so that's always appreciated. And some of that video actually got sent over to the National Weather Service, and that kind of helped them with their damage survey that they did yesterday. So very useful, not only for us, but for our partners over at the National Weather Service.
You're also our eyes and ears out in the community. We have our reporters out there, and we also have you in the community helping us, so we thank you so much. We also want to let you know, if you didn't know already, we have a live chat feature where we see all of your comments, questions, feedback you may have come up right here. We can live chat and reply to you right here. So any questions you may have for Colton, ask away. But you will see them coming up on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock and then first at 4. And of course, we'll have Andy for 90 minutes of news. I'll show the temperature trend one more time. Here it is. You're looking at 90 degrees today, super hot and humid. And you're looking at all of the other temperatures. So that is what we have going on today. But we do want to bring in Justin Kent right now. So he'll be coming up on News 10, 5 and 6. And Justin, you have been hearing and working with all the heavy details with Ethan Crumbley in court. Is there anything you'd be able to share with us at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been another emotional day, especially for the family members who have to sit and listen to a lot of these details that are coming to light about the crime itself. This morning was kind of special. They had 2 students took the stand and gave their account of all the events that kind of led up to that day. Excuse me, as well as the moments of the shooting, and some really crazy stories. We had a young man who was trapped in a bathroom stall with one of the students who didn't make it out alive, and he goes through the details of the shooter coming into the bathroom and kicking in the door. So really horrific stuff. The defense attorneys, they got up there and they shared some text messages between Ethan and his parents, evidence that displays that he was mentally ill, had a lot of things that went undiagnosed, as kind of their argument for why he maybe should be allowed an opportunity to have parole.
Okay, anything else that you'd be able to add at this moment? I know you were telling me earlier some of those really heavy details of what the witnesses had to say.
Yeah, they had even a teacher that had gotten up there, and she spoke about one of the students that she tried to give CPR and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to. It's very emotional. The family, they broke down crying, and then they broke for recess, and that's currently where we sit right now, and we'll see what goes on for the rest of the day.
All right, we appreciate the update. Thank you, Justin. We will have you head on out of here and get back to work.
All right,
Rest
thank
your
you.
mind mentally, please. Yes, there you go. Thank you. So Justin Kent, we'll have more on that coming up on News 10, 5 and 6. Again, very heavy details of Ethan Crumbley back in court today. So he will have more, and Ethan Crumbley is still in court, so we will continue to provide you those details. In fact, we'll also have more information on First at 4. So coming up on First at 4 today, didn't have time to make the graphic. We wanted to hop on and alert you of the First Alert Weather Day on top of what Justin just spoke about on Ethan Crumbley in court with the latest details and the eyewitness testimonies from those students and classmates of him. So what we also want to share is what's coming up on Mid-Michigan Matters today. We are bringing in the Michigan Flower Barn from Owasso. So Josephine Brown is joining us today on Mid-Michigan Matters to share the importance of 100% locally grown flowers. And also they have a Michigan flower truck where they're able to go on the road and provide more access to people across mid-Michigan communities. Also, they talk about their sustainability efforts and making sure that they're continuing to help Michigan's natural communities. So we'll have more on that coming up First at 4. We also want to go out to our reporters in the fields. We have Aaron, Amaya, Mars, and Tanaya. So we're going to send it to them.
I'm Erin Bowling, and today I joined the Michigan Department of Transportation to talk about a new program they're beginning on August 1st. The program utilizes this fan to help people with anything from flat tires to running out of gas to car crashes. And their goal is to keep Michigan's highways clear of debris as well as reducing congestion. I'll have more on this story in our 90 Minutes of News later today.
Aaron, the Michigan State Housing Development Authority awarded $5 million in grants across the state, and Habitat for Humanity was one of the organizations awarded. I'll have more on that later tonight starting at 5:30. Mars, over to you.
Thanks, Amaya. Mars Anderson here, and I know you're wondering what I'm doing at Hunter Park Pool all dressed up. Well, we'll have more on pool safety in our 90 Minutes of News here on News 10. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Tanaya Jordan.
Thanks, Mars. Summer vacation for students in the Lansing School District may last a little longer. School officials have yet to release a start date or a calendar for the upcoming year. Some parents shared their concerns with News 10. We'll have that story coming up today on News 10 at 6. Back to you at the desk, Taylor.
All right, thank you all of you out in the field. And again, if this is your first time seeing Mars Anderson, he is one of our newest multimedia journalists. We are so happy to have him. He's a very bubbly personality, just a great person to be around, and he really cares about the community. In fact, he's been telling me this past week how he really wants to get out to different restaurants, businesses, check out Mid-Michigan, so that's pretty cool. Again, today is a first alert weather day with all of the severe storms moving in later tonight, so it will be tonight. We want to show you again the First Alert Weather app. Great tool to have. Hour by hour updates. You see the temperatures, the radar. You can also do traffic alerts. So anything happening, if there does happen to be flooding on the road, you can get notified on that. Any accidents, crashes, hopefully that does not happen. But of course you want to stay alert. So this is the best place to go, First Alert Weather app. Completely free off of the Apple App Store and Google Play. And again, our meteorologists do a great job by providing video forecasts as well. And like Colton and Darren were mentioning this week as well, record number of views on those videos because people are wanting to stay alert with everything happening. And again, one more time, I'm going to show you where you can go for more information on our website. If you click on First Alert Weather, you're able to see all of this information. You can click on Read More, and you see this whole detailed description of what's happening in the First Alert forecast. I am now circling Submit Photos and Videos because on Wednesday, we had a lot of viewers sending great photos and videos of some of the hail that they saw, the downed trees, some power lines. So if you ever want to do that, we're able to use it right here. So again, submit photos and videos right off of our website on WILX.com. Studio 10 was unable to join us today. They're very, very busy. And of course, we wanted to bring you that First Alert Weather Day information so you can get prepared now before everything happens tonight. Again, if you have any furniture outside or anything, you want to move it inside, any plants, you may want to put it inside again, or storage. You want to charge up your cell phones, make sure you have a few contacts on standby, keep extra batteries, flashlights on you as well. Anything to make sure that you are able to go on throughout the night. Hopefully there are no power outages, but hey, you always have to prepare. So again, stay up to date with the First Alert Weather team and the app as well. And you can check in on Colton coming up on Studio 10 at 3 o'clock. So you got about 25 minutes. Have a great day and we'll see you soon.